Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Oh, I really need to turn that volume up. Okay, what's that about? I'm not even sure what kind of what the energy's like today, but we're turning the volume up. It all comes in. I've got the Witch's Tarot out. I thought I might go missing for a couple of days. I've got some things that I really need to focus on. I need to bring my attention away from focusing on the collective energy just for a little bit. So let's use the Witch's Tarot. I am not sure what the story is. Let's just do a nice free flow reading. I feel like I want to tap into heaven. Messages. I want to say messages from deceased loved ones. Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice to actually do a reading like that, because we all have someone, 2, 3 people on the other side. Okay, I'm not sure where we're going with this. Okay, let's just see where the cards want to take us. I haven't used these cards in a while. The Witch's Tarot. Okay. Feels like this deck of cards has like a big volume to it. You're going to have to stick with me today. It has to be like, when this arrived, I mean, I've had this deck for over a year now, but when it arrived, it was like, geez, that's a big book for just 78 cards. Anyway, volume. What volume are we on? Okay. I meant that as in like part of the story. Is it volume 1? Volume 2? Hi, Lily. I'm sure we'll get a story. We've got 3 cards to start with. Oh, 4. Oh, how many more? Oh, come on. A 7. Got the Resurrection. Okay. We've got a leap of faith. Somebody who's looking, well, he's not. The Resurrection sword's there, so there's no characters in here, just a bird. Spiritually, being guided to spiritually resurrect. You got the Fool here looking up into the air as if he's waiting. He knows. He knows what he's doing. He knows that this is a good move. Look, the dog's ready. It's like, come on, we're going. This way. And maybe this Fool here is just getting a bit more information. But he looks like he's ready to go. Okay, how am I going to use these cards? Let's have a look at this one. We've got the Emperor, so it's definitely the divine masculine energy. The thing that might still be stopping him is the children. He's holding something about it being a golden world. He's holding a golden orb here. He's armoured up. So I believe he is going to be travelling. I feel he's just making sure that the children are cared for. I felt like it was a cup of love, like a cup from the deck. Actually on like the leg of his chair. This here. From a distance, doesn't it look like a cup? Like the Ace of Cups here. What's he hiding? He's hiding like the Holy Grail underneath his cloak here. So maybe he hasn't told the children. One side of the children, in the middle, he's got this golden world, this golden opportunity. And then on the other side, he's got his Holy Grail, that cup of unconditional love here. Okay. Now I feel, because he looks quite mature here, so he's making very mature, conscious decisions. But inside. He feels quite unbalanced. He's not sure. He's doing a bit of a juggling act. Feels like maybe, I don't know, this might remind him of a time when he had to deal with a situation like this before, make a choice like this, because I feel like it's taken him back to his younger days. But he knows. Okay, so this feels very much as if ancestors, okay, have been given messages to the Divine Masculine saying, you're not given anything that you cannot handle. It's like, think back to the past, when things were choppy before and you managed to calm your waters. It's like you got through the storm. So I feel here the storm has settled. He's recognising, the Divine Masculine, what he's needing to do. Might have taken him back a bit, as if to say, resurrect him. But this will be kind of like, there'll be little mini resurrections as you develop spiritually. But this is a massive one. This is a massive life-changing situation here. Knight of Swords. I said I felt like he was armoured up. He was ready. It's like his horse is dressed up like in kind of fancy dress, like a unicorn. Which makes me feel this is more the fairy tale character of, you know, a knight in shining armour. Wanting to be that. But seeing as it's a unicorn, I feel it comes in with the children. This is about blending. The Divine Masculine finding his own fulfilment as well. End of the road. Ten of Swords. It's the Divine Masculine coming out of this dark place. If you have a look at the handles of the swords, especially as they're by the tree, I don't know, it's just something about, they don't look like they're part of the handles, do they? But if you look at the row that they come down in, I'm not sure why I'm picking up on these 4 buttons. I thought they looked a bit like pentacles. Medals. Is this masculine going to need a medal for what he's been through? There's an owl here watching him. So I feel the Divine Masculine most definitely has a spiritual support. It is via birds, messages coming through the birds. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, 3 of Pentacles, time to plan. If you can see, he's working on that pentacle here. Just reminds me of these little, I don't know if they're medals. You've got all this green bubbling away here. The heart chakra. And he's back to the drawing board. The Divine Masculine is back to the drawing board. He's got a little black cat here with him. Meaning that he's looking... oh, I feel like he's downloading here. He could be automatic writing. So it's just coming through. And he's just writing as the messages come through. That messages just want to be the same as messenger. It's just, I'm struggling with that word. Look at the flame here. It's like its essence is wafting. Look how dazed he is. We're going to get one more to bring this to an 8. The only song, and I'm going to have to sing it because it started coming up, I think around about the Emperor time. And it's from the film Grease 2. And it's when they're stuck in the bunker. And the masculine is wanting to have sex with the feminine. And I believe he's trying to persuade her. And they sing a song. And it's, let's do it for our country. The red, white and the blue. Let's do it for our country. Our country wants us to. Going into Grease 2. I want a cool rider. Okay. Oh. Eight of Swords. The Divine Feminine knows nothing. She knows nothing. But there's communication coming in. Okay. We'll leave it there. We will leave it there with the reading. I'm going to read from the book though. Okay, so let's have a look at the underlying energy first. The Eight of Wands. Communication, travel, relocation, looking over your shoulder. Eight of Wands. Not my pussycat outside. And I said that this cat comes when we're dealing with a sensitive masculine energy. Always, that's the sync that I pick up. Just a little cry out there today. Oh, I can see him. He's a black and white cat. A lot more black in him than white. Oh, he won't come in. If I open the door, he'll run. I try and go out there and speak to him, but he gets a bit scared. Anyway, let's look at this Eight of Wands. 8 blooming hawthorn wands adorned with red ribbons shoot down from a beautiful blue sky. In the background, we see a silver lake, a green valley, and mountains. The tranquil backdrop is in direct contrast to the 8 wands that are rushing into view. The 8 wands are coming back to earth, as it were. Oh, that's messages. Messages coming back to earth from heaven. This can symbolise that many creative possibilities are falling into place. Also, the journey is coming to the happy end. All you hoped for is about to occur, and success is at hand. Excitement, activity, change and movement are the messages of this card. The Eight of Wands is one of the few minor arcana cards that does not have any people, animals or creatures in it. All we see is landscape and the 8 wands hurtling towards the ground. This card is basic and simple in the best possible way, and so is its meaning. This is a card of movement and manifestation. And I've got such a tickly nose. I actually feel like there's something up my nose tickling it. What I picked up from that was about this this orb here. Where did I pick up on that? Okay. This card can symbolise that many creative possibilities are falling into place. And it's like it's there in the Divine Masculine's lap. This golden opportunity. Also, the journey is coming to the happy end. Seeing as he's got that cup of unconditional love there, hidden away. Okay. All you hoped for is about to occur, and success, that's where it was. Success is at hand. Let's carry on reading this. When the Eight of Wands flies into a reading, it is a notice that projects that were once delayed are coming to a swift completion. This is a positive and exciting card full of motion and action. Spells that were cast will happily manifest now. Often this card will symbolise travel for business or pleasure, and typically this is travel by air. The Eight of Wands can also mean long-distance communication between business partners. This is the time where fresh ideas and creativity rule, and swift and decisive action is the order of the day. So the keywords are movement, action, things coming to a swift completion, the positive manifestation of spell work, travel for business or pleasure, and typically travel by air, long-distance communication. Long-distance communication. Okay. So the Divine Masculine is most definitely, it's like turning up the volume, okay, to be able to listen to his spirit guides. It's like they are business partners, they're in this together. They're helping the Divine Masculine to really, to put him on the right path, to give him the confidence and the guidance along the way. Okay. Ace of Swords. Excuse me. Let's find out what's going on here. A single silver sword hovers upright in midair and is the main focus of the card. I felt because these swords are down the other way, it's like the message is to the Divine Masculine is to follow the guidance, stop doing things the way that you think they should be done. It's like let go of the control. Just behind the sword, a lone red-tailed hawk flies through the air. Something about the hawthorns having this red ribbon around them, because we picked up this in here. The red ribbon, and then it's just mentioned about the red ribbon again. That red ribbon is what attaches the unconditional love between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Just behind the sword, a lone red-tailed hawk flies through the air. A misty mountain range can be seen off in the background. The sky is blue with a hint of rosy, soft clouds, and dawn is just beginning to break. The Ace of Swords is associated with the element of air, as are mountains, windswept places, and raptors. Well, it was very windswept yesterday, and I believe, was it yesterday or the day before, it came out in the reading that the Divine Masculine feels he could know this love could move mountains. This connection between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine could move mountains. I'm sure that's what I said. So the Ace of Swords is associated with the element of air, as are mountains, windswept places, and raptors. The mountains depicted in the Ace of Swords show us that though we may face challenges, through endurance and perseverance we can triumph. The hawk in the Ace of Swords is a messenger. He invites us to move forward and to be open to new ideas and to discover our personal power and our true purpose in life. Success is obtainable. You need to reach out for it. This card illustrates that spiritual awareness leads us beyond fantasy to a real and lasting truth. Wow. Okay. The Ace of Swords is the most potent and pure form of masculine element of air. When the Ace of Swords flies into your life, you are being put on notice that it is time to take action. This is a card of intellect, heroism, victory, justice, achievement, new beginnings, and winning battles. Another of this card's most important lessons is that now you have the chance for a new way of thinking. Cut through the fantasy and embrace what is. The truth hurts, but sometimes it can also heal and make room for a new, improved reality. Success is attainable. Victory is near. Go grab a hold of it with both hands. Wow. I don't know how these readings can get any better. They're just, well, of course they're going to get better, but the actual journey up to it is quite fascinating, isn't it? Okay. So, new way of thinking. The hawk is a messenger. The truth might hurt, but I feel that it's coming from our deceased loved ones. Okay. I felt like he was going after his fantasies, and I said I felt it was a bit more of a kind of making these fantasies your reality. So let's have a look at the Fool, the leap of faith. We've got the Fool here. He looks like he's over the mountain. Or maybe he's going to take a trek over that mountain, because the mountain's here by the children. So to grab it with both hands. Let's look at the Fool first. Starting again, it's the first card of the tarot. Oh, I felt like there was a little... What's it say at the beginning? There's a little quote. It says, "The first time I called myself a witch was the most magical moment of my life." Margot Adler. The first time I called myself a witch was the most magical moment of my life. And I was told, when I first started tarot on my channel, one of my lovely subscribers, actually I haven't spoken to her in a long time, she told me the definition, and it was of a witch, and it's a woman in total control here. And I like that. Anyway, can we get back to the Fool card? The Fool is at the beginning of his spiritual and magical journey. The Fool is young, open and daring enough to take a risk and to make a leap of faith. So I felt this younger energy was coming back through. Okay, this daring energy. He strolls along at the very edge of the cliff, a green valley below him and mountains at his back, either unaware or uncaring of the risk. He carries I don't know what I was going to say, but a leather satchel filled with his past experiences on his traveller's staff. These are kept safe and secure by his faith. Okay, so he carries, that satchel is filled with his past experiences. These are kept safe and secure by his faith, symbolised by the pentagram that keeps the satchel closed. Didn't realise that. So we might be coming back into these pentagrams that I feel on this tree, even though they're kind of the top of the swords. They still look like pentagrams to me. Medals. Acts of bravery. Anyway, let's carry on. These are kept safe and secure by his faith, symbolised by the pentagram that keeps the satchel closed. His bright, colourful costume gives a nod to both his happy mood and his sunny disposition. The red feather in his cap. Now, we spoke about feathers. If the masculine was to wear a feather in his hair, in his hat, I can't remember the meaning. Okay. The red feather in his cap symbolises his zeal for life and his love of the journey. The Fool has his face tipped up to the bright blue sky and is enjoying the freedom, excitement and adventure of his journey. The white rosebud that the Fool carries symbolises his innocence, his trust and those new beginnings. The dog portrayed in this card is the Fool's companion and familiar. It prances happily along beside him. West Highland White Terriers, or Westies, as they are often called, are known for being loyal, energetic and smart dogs, a perfect companion for the novice traveller. Man's best friend. The meaning. The first major arcana card is an excellent illustration of someone who is following their bliss. This card often materialises in a reading when the querent is trying something new and completely different. They may be just beginning their spiritual journey or are exploring a new magical tradition or path. Perhaps they are taking on a brand new job or are considering an innovative business opportunity. The Fool encourages us to dare, be more open-minded, and enjoy the ride. Do not let yourself be dragged down by worries. The Fool laughingly persuades you to trust and take a chance and not fret too much about the future. Instead, just enjoy the trip and take things one day at a time. This card is all about the proverbial leap of faith. Sure, it is possible that you might make a mistake or fall down, but hey, you can always get right back up, brush yourself off and try again. Sometimes that is the best way to learn, by daring to do. At the end of the day, the Fool encourages you to be open to new prospects and ideas. Live on the edge, think outside of the box, be confident and bold. There is a big, wide, magical world out there. Go explore it. Keywords: follow your bliss, adventure, fresh starts, exploration, a journey, new ideas, take a chance and chase your dreams, the beginning of a spiritual quest, exploring a new magical path or tradition, a leap of faith. That's awesome. This new spiritual journey. You're never given anything that you can't handle. Oh, we've got the Death card. The card's just kind of slid here, look. He's raging. He's raring to go. I'm not sure what the little one's doing here, holding up the flowers. It might be the actual children that are stopping the Divine Masculine from going. It could be a bit of a pulling on the heartstrings. Okay. Let's look at the Emperor, because he's definitely got these two children here. We've got the Mountain. Let's find out what the Emperor would like to say. The wise Emperor watches over his children as they play happily in the background. To denote his power, he holds the scepter, topped by a ankh, in his right hand. In his left hand, he holds a globe. Oh, I felt it was like Shakespeare's globe. To be or not to be? That is the question. Okay. He wears a purple cape to represent his sovereignty. The mountains behind him symbolise his strength and steadfastness. The Emperor is surveying the scene and considering his options and plans for the future. He is a wise, kind ruler and a loving father figure. This card has the astrological association of Aries, which is represented by the ram's head, by the ram's heads in the carved arms of the throne and the Aries symbol on the Emperor's armour. This is the masculine characteristic of deity, the God aspect, and the Divine Father. The purple tulips in the foreground symbolise royalty, while the blooming sorrel growing at his feet represents parental affection. Sorry, it looks like it was going to carry on, but it's not. So the purple tulips in the foreground symbolise royalty, while the blooming sorrel growing at his feet represents parental affection. Interestingly, the Emperor has no weapons and instead uses the power of his wisdom and experience to rule and to keep the peace. So this card may symbolise a leader of a family or a magical group, a responsible, balanced person. Just as the Emperor is doing in this card, you should calmly survey your situation and carefully consider your options. This card may stand for your boss at work, no matter what their gender, not just a husband or father. The Emperor card will often appear in a reading when you are up for a promotion at work, about to earn a higher degree in your coven, or even if you are taking a new job with better prospects. If you find yourself standing as the head of the family or coven and are the peacemaker and I don't know how you say this word. We're going to have a look at it. I want to get it right. It's quite a masculine card, so it's like, okay, let's not fuck up these words. Okay, there you are, I believe.
Arbitrator.
Arbitrator. An independent person or body officially appointed to settle a dispute. Arbitrator.
Arbitrator.
The facts of the case are put to an independent arbitrator.
Arbitrator.
Arbitrator. What's the meaning again? An independent person or body officially appointed to settle a dispute. Peacemaker. Okay. Arbitrator. If you find yourself standing as the head of the family or coven and are the peacemaker and arbitrator, it is possible this card may represent your role within the group. It can also symbolise your leadership within a family dynamic or at your place of employment. So I feel here that Divine Masculine, like I said, is taking responsibility for these children and their future. The leadership role, the parental role. There's no other kind of feminines in the picture that I can see. So I'm not sure whether this masculine is a single, independent energy. I feel like he definitely has children. And I feel like this is the Divine Feminine. So let's move on. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. This, like I said, took me back to times that have passed. Maybe those experiences that the Fool's carrying within his bag. And that's why he's looking a lot more balanced here. It's not so choppy. It's like the Divine Masculine can handle this. Following that guidance, look, the infinity symbol. He's kind of looking ahead, squinted eyes, a little bit up. It's allowing this energy to flow. So I feel he's really focusing on not trying to block this energy out. He's allowing it in. Balanced here, look. Looks like he's been practicing. Let's look at the Two of Pentacles. Lots of reading today, but hey, it's all good. A young man is juggling two golden pentacles. He is dressed in earthy shades of green and brown. I swear I can hear someone outside. A young man is juggling two golden pentacles. He is dressed in earthy shades of green and brown, a visual link to the element of earth. The golden pentacles he juggles are in mid-air and above his outstretched hands. The two pentacles are inside the loops of a horizontal infinity symbol, the same lemniscate symbol from the Magician and the Strength cards. The young man has his eyes closed, as if he is so skilled at juggling that he does not even need to look at those pentacles. The Two of Pentacles shows us a happy, easygoing person. It does not matter what environment he finds himself in, he can always find a way to juggle things around and to make it work. In the background behind the young man are bright blue skies, puffy fair weathered clouds, the sea, and a ship navigating the waves and currents. Even though the waters are choppy, that ship is streaming along. This is a nudge to remind you to do the same. So when this card is tossed into a reading, it symbolises that it is time to develop new skills. However, this will not be an issue for you, as you are adept at juggling several things at once, with ease and enjoyment. This card also illustrates that you possibly have a choice to make about two different material things. This is a card of second chances, or perhaps of taking on a second job. The Two of Pentacles is the ultimate multitasking card. Finally, this card can also indicate a time to be careful with money, watch your personal finances, and balance your budget. Okay, The keywords are multitasking, second chances, second job. Keep an eye on your personal finances and balance your budget. This time of year, everyone can feel a little bit strapped for cash. It's Christmas time. Well, it depends, I suppose, how extravagant you go. It makes no difference to me. Not really. Not like years ago. Oh, I had the experience having a long list of people to buy presents for. I didn't even see these people really throughout the year. You just kind of start doing it, maybe from like a young age, and it's just this tradition that you carry on. And it's like you're exchanging gifts and you really don't even know a thing about each other. So I've kind of stopped all that malarkey now. Anyway, that's me. It's just me and my children. I was thinking today I must really buy them some presents, but I treat them all year round. I don't need Christmas to be able to. Thousands. I spend thousands on Christmas. Anyway, let's cut back that list. Just think, oh, someone has to do it at some point. I had done it, and I made mention when I went to visit my dad that I went over there and he gave me this Christmas present. I was like, I thought we wasn't doing Christmas presents. And he said, well, I wanted to get you one. I just said thank you and took it. I'm not going to buy him a Christmas present. I didn't have plans to buy him a Christmas present before. I don't really do the Christmas cards either. If somebody gets upset because I didn't send them a Christmas card, I'll give them a Christmas present. That's their issue. Nothing to do with love. I said to my daughter, she's quite panicking. Well, no, she's not. No, she's not panicking. But she has a list. Her partner has a list. He has a family that will buy presents where I just have me and my 2 children. It's like Christmas kind of stopped with the present thing with my family. This will be the 3rd year. So it's just, I think children get more upset. Anyway, I'm trying to say to my children, make presents. Comes from the heart. Really, when you go Christmas, I don't know, but I remember the years you go Christmas shopping and you'll go into your shopping centre, your high street, and really you just buy shit, don't you, for people? It's just shit. It's stuff that maybe they don't even want, and sometimes you don't even know what to get them, so you just get them whatever. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with Christmas here. Because somebody's here is feeling like they might need a second job to get them through Christmas. We need to kind of stop worrying about these things that aren't even important. I feel it's quite nice not have to worry about Christmas shopping or even the Christmas dinner. I think we might even have chicken. No, I think we might have pork. Not even a turkey. I'm not really fussed. Not really fussed. I've done the years of big Christmases and it's just, it was nice, but at the moment it seems to be not that way anymore. So let's look at the Knight of Swords, because he's charging off. I don't think it will always be that. I'm going to have grandchildren later on and things will always change, but at the moment, don't put the pressure on yourself. And somebody shouldn't give you a present just for the return of one. And if you think about it, that's why we do it. If you hear someone's got your present, so-and-so's got your present, I better go out and get them one. Why? You wasn't going to get them one anyway. Because they got you a present. They can just give from their heart. Let them give from their heart to you. It has to stop at some point. That's how I feel. All these people on our Christmas card and Christmas present list. The handsome young Knight of Swords and his war horse are leaping into battle. In the knight's right hand, he holds up a sword as he charges confidently into the fray. With his left hand, he holds lightly onto the reins of his powerful Frisian horse. He is in control and at his best. The Knight of Swords is a dangerous, magnificent and daring warrior. His visor is up on his helmet, allowing him to see what is coming without impediment. His bright yellow cloak, I'm glad they're going to speak about that because that's what really stood out in the card for me. It's like you come from the house of Hufflepuff. Okay. Is that the name of the house? Now I'm questioning myself. Why did I say Hufflepuff? Is that the name of it? Hufflepuff. I'm going to have a look at the Hogwarts house. It sounded like I was talking about Pokemon. That's why. To be a Pokemon master is my destiny. I don't even think I got the tune right. Hufflepuff. It is Hufflepuff. It just sounded wrong. Should we have a look at the... Look at this. I need a couple of days off. The knight's cloak, his bright yellow cloak streams behind him, and his well-used armour is dark silver with hints of blue. The knight's cloak and his horse's bridle and trim are yellow and detailed with the heraldic hawk design, which symbolises eagerness and the thrill of the chase. The colours and heraldry clearly illustrate the knight's link to the element of air. In the background, behind the knight and the horse, we see storm clouds rolling in over the plains. The Knight of Swords is all about valour, momentum, shrewdness, bravery and service. The element of air pushes along. The perception of speed, the king's strength and forward motion are evident. He is a fearless individual, and his ideals and beliefs propel him forward. He stands up for what he believes in. This knight illustrates the very best qualities of the suit of swords: balance, energy, intelligence and drive, coupled with responsibility. Ah, you're a wizard. Oh, my daughter would be in Hufflepuff. I always want to put myself in Slytherin, but she says that I'm a Gryffindor. I was born in the year of the snake. I swear I can speak pastoral tongue. My kids think I'm insane. I sometimes worry, but hey. Meanings. If we had to sum up this court card in 2 words, they would be no fear. A Gryffindor! Okay, when this card comes roaring into a reading, expect excitement, movement and adventure. There is a need for action, and it is time for you to dive in and be the hero. I think this is divine masculine, really, because I read out the quote at the beginning of the book, this book, and it said about a witch being a witch, when I was first called a witch, and I feel the divine masculine's understanding. He's a wizard. Okay. Oh. There is a need for action, and it is time for you to dive in and be the hero. This court card represents a passionate and exciting young man with brown hair and grey or hazel eyes. This is an individual who is clever and capable in a crisis. He is shrewd and dynamic and possesses a razor-sharp wit. He may be a bit arrogant, but it is all part of his charm. This is the card of the soldier and the warrior. The Knight of Swords will roar you. The Knight of Swords will roar into your life, bringing exploration, communication, new ideas and change. The challenge from the Knight of Swords is to stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Rapid movement and transformation is blowing your way. Hang on and enjoy the ride. The key words: no fear, courage, momentum, swift change and progress, a clever, brave and capable man. Stand up and defend your position. That's beautiful. It's interesting. The astrological association is Gemini, which is the lovers, the twins. Okay, I don't know why I'm putting that down, because I want to calm myself down. We need to calm down. So I felt a bit of excitement there. It's like I don't know where I went. I totally lost the plot. Okay. Pokemon Master come through though. His name's Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff from Pokemon used to. And you've got to remember they had 3 stages of evolution. Pokemon. Anyway, Jigglypuff would sing a lovely melody It's the kind of thing I would do. Sing a lovely melody and everyone will fall asleep. I'm sure it's Jigglypuff. I don't know. It's been years since I've been on the Pokemon scene. Jigglypuff and everyone will fall asleep. And then, I don't know if it's a boy or girl, you just go around and draw on their faces like moustaches while they were sleeping. Oh. I like that one. I liked it when that Pokemon showed up on the scene. Let's read the Ten of Swords because we really have lost the plot here, okay? You're going to have to bear with this reading today, guys. But I can see the story coming together. I won't be able to remember it all by the end of it, so it's going to be interesting to watch back. Come on then, Lily. Good girl. I reckon you'd be like Ravenclaw. Yeah, I do. Ten of Swords. Okay, let's read about this poor man here. Because it said that his body lays face down in the grass. I can't see any grass. But hey, we need to pay attention to these pentacles that I've kind of said are on the tree here. We've got the owl and, okay, let's read it. A man's body lies face down in the grass. There are 10 swords stabbing him in the back. He has brown hair and his cloak is grey. Behind him the sun is setting, and in a tree's gnarled and twisted branches, an owl with bright yellow eyes sits and watches over the body. The owl, also a creature of the element of air, is a classic symbol of magic, mystery and inner wisdom. The landscape in the background is ominous, dark and threatening. There are so many swords in the man that it must have taken a group of people to do this. The lack of blood in the card reminds us that this is a symbolic act and not a literal one. Thank the Lord. Group of people here. The man portrayed here trusted when he shouldn't have, or ignored his own instincts. And now he has paid the price by being betrayed many times over. A lone plant of purple blooming monkshood grows near the body. In the language of flowers, I think it's monkshood. A lone plant of purple blooming monkshood grows near the body. In the language of flowers, monkshood warns that a deadly foe is near. Clearly, this man did not pay attention to the poisonous herb's warning. Okay, when the Ten of Swords rolls into a reading, you have to ask yourself, why did you not listen to your own instincts? So we brought it back serious now. So I think this is kind of like the giggly, I don't know, kind of coming off of topic, but bringing it back to seriousness. I did say that this masculine's definitely had enough experience to know he's got his ancestors watching and guiding him and saying to him, you need to go this way now. Enough is enough. It's like they've stepped in. I feel like too many people are just abusing and betraying this divine masculine in many ways. And he's worth so much more. Anyway, let's get back because we've kind of turned onto a serious note here. Okay, when the Ten of Swords rolls into a reading, you have to ask yourself, why did you not listen to your own instincts? This card is a vivid illustration of being stabbed in the back. This shows betrayal from a loved one, friend or coven member. This is what happens when you ignore your inner voice and gut hunches that something is wrong. By ignoring the warning signs and not paying heed to your own instincts that trouble was brewing, you have paid the price. This card can also symbolise being involved with a toxic group of people, such as in a job environment or even in a coven, where you are not cherished but instead made to feel like an outsider. If your instincts are warning you that you don't belong, then you need to be wise like the owl and fly away from the group and all of their negativity. Keywords, a coven where you do not feel appreciated. Doesn't say that. I've just added that one in, alright? A coven where you do not feel accepted or cherished. A toxic group of people. Betrayal, being stabbed in the back, ignoring your instincts. Now, we know that the Divine Masculine has been fighting this connection. And we also know that any karmic cycles that he has are necessary for him to clear through. This is just a lesson about facing your fear. Being courageous and brave. And creating that life that you're here to create. Okay, this is about standing up for yourself. And that's a lesson. And we spoke last week about the Tower coming in. If you do not make the changes that you need to make, the universe will do it for you. And most masculines have not made the choices, the changes that they needed to make. And they've been ignoring their intuition and their spiritual guidance. And it's been there. It's been coming out in the cards, they've been ignoring it. And this is the consequence. Things just got worse. Okay. But part of the process, part of the journey. If it's in the tarot deck, it's part of the journey, because that's all the tarot is. It's a journey of your life. We all go through this in one way, shape or form. 3 of Pentacles. Let's have a look at now. Let's have a look at now. Let's have a look at now. I don't know why I'm saying that, but we have the masculine. So I feel this is past. He's got the messages. This is gone. But I feel he's still holding on to just really kind of being pissed off at himself for not changing things earlier. But hey, happens to us all. It's time to be happy. 3 of Pentacles. A sorcerer's apprentice. That's perfect. I felt like he was gazing. Maybe automatic writing, I said. A sorcerer's apprentice wearing a earthy green patterned shirt sits thoughtfully at an old wooden desk. Behind him, set in a stone wall, is a large colourful arched stained glass window featuring 3 pentacles worked into the design of the glass. The studious young man holds a quill in his hand and is patiently creating an amulet on the parchment before him. The pentagram that he is drawing is a representation of the forces used for the manifestation of his magic and is a symbol for his spiritual development. Even though the young man is still an apprentice, he is using his talents wisely and creatively. The apprentice is gaining a quiet and solid satisfaction from his work and advancing his craft. On his desk are more tools of his trade. A bottle of ink, a burning green candle, a clutch of fresh herbs, and a bubbling bottle of magical potion. An enchanted cat with emerald eyes sits companionably by his side and watches over the young man while the golden smoke from the spell candle wafts upwards. In time, the apprentice will become a master of his craft, thanks to all of his hard work and dedication. Took me to Pokemon again. 3 stages of evolution. Okay, to evolve. So, what did it say here? Become a master of his craft. Pokemon master. It's his destiny. Okay. When the 3 of Pentacles turns up in a reading, it is a notice that success will be attained through focus and hard work. This is a positive card of progress, one that reminds you that your creative talents should be put to good use. These talents will bring you success and help to supplement your income. There we go, there's the answer. Okay, not really going out and getting another job, I don't feel. It's about now using what you've got in you, all that experience. All that past experience you've got kind of tucked up here. That's your treasure. All the experience you've been given. The life lessons that you can now share. Now that you're, I want to say, coming out the other side, leaving the past behind. Okay. These talents will bring you success and help to supplement your income if you wish. This is a card of self-employment, and it is an apprenticeship card, hence the card's Sorcerer's Apprentice theme. The actual apprenticeship may be a chance to learn a new career skill, or you may have an opportunity to enter a job training program. The Three of Pentacles can also represent a magical apprenticeship. You may begin a new course of magical study, or perhaps are working towards a new degree in your coven. Your hard work will be noticed and appreciated by others. Now is the time to perfect your craft. Keywords: hard work, employment, progress, success through dedication, creatively using your talents, and magical apprenticeship and achievements. Achievement. Let's finish with this last card because I've got to stop reading. Eight of Swords. Let's have a look and see what's going on here, because I feel it's the feminine's energy. A woman in a mauve gown is bound and blindfolded. A breeze blows her brown hair and the towels of the blindfold off to the side and away from her face. Around her, 8 swords are stuck in the grass at various points in a loose circle. In the background, we see a river and the outlines of a castle in the mist. The river illustrates the emotion streaming through the scene, while the mist-shrouded castle represents goals that may seem hard to realise. Around the swords and in the grass grows blooming nightshade. In the enchanting language of flowers, the nightshade symbolises false, dark thoughts. The woman in this card could ease her way through and out of the circle of swords. She does have options, but fear has taken over. She seems frozen, and her false, dark thoughts or her overactive imagination has made things seem worse than they truly are. The skies above her show that the sun is rising, and a rosy dawn light is breaking through and beginning to burn off the mist. She should pull off that blindfold, step beyond any perceived restrictions, and turn and face the new day. So I feel here for the Divine Feminine, there is this fear, okay? This reading is just telling you don't have that. You can't really see what's on the horizon, but it's definitely on its way. She seems frozen, and her false, dark thoughts or her overactive imagination has made things seem worse than they truly are. Oh, I've already read that part. She seems frozen. We just keep going back to she seems frozen. Okay. The sky above her showed that the sun is rising, and a rosy dawn light is breaking through and beginning to burn off the mist. She should pull off that blindfold, step beyond any perceived restrictions, and turn and face the new day. So when this card turns up in a reading, it speaks of restriction and of feeling trapped and sad at the moment. However, if the individual would stop overreacting and feeling sorry for themselves and would pull off that emotional blinder, they would see a way out. Things are not as bad as they may appear. Happiness is possible, the sun is breaking through, and new opportunities can emerge. This card may also represent a witch who is fearful of ritual or of their own initiation. Think of the classic challenge given to most blindfolded initiates. It is better to rush upon this blade than to enter the circle with fear in your heart. How do you enter? They have to answer without fear, or they are denied entrance into the coven. What can you learn from this card? Look again at the description and symbolism and find your answers. Fear has no place in the craft. Keywords: restriction, feeling trapped, overreacting to the situation. Things are not as bad as they seem. You can work your way out of this. Fear of initiation or ritual. Wow. This card may also represent a witch who is fearful of ritual or of their own initiation. I told you what I was told the definition of witch is. A woman in total control here. Okay. Remember that. No fear is allowed in this craft. Just backfires. That's an awesome reading. How long did that take me? 1 hour and 26 minutes for 9 cards. We're going to finish off then with some messages from the other side. They're all from the other side. But let's get some messages from heaven. Okay. You are not alone. Dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go, feel the way you want to feel, and find peace and security, but you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. It is easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open up, and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Loving you so, so much. There's the loop. So I feel here the Divine Masculine maybe feels like, what's a lost little boy, but he has all the support that he needs. He's not alone. Messages from heaven. Communication cards. I can't believe we spent so long. Well, no, that's the kind of feeling of this. Can't believe I spent so long putting myself through the shit, whatever the shit was, without it, kind of like, and just a disappointment in yourself that you didn't trust your intuition and your gut feeling. But hey, it's all lessons for the future. You'll know better next time. Spread your wings and fly. We are proud of you. It's card number 13, which is a death card. We saw the death card here. I'm going to read the death card. Before I read this, spread your wings and fly. We are proud of you. The death card is one of the most misunderstood cards in the tarot deck, isn't it? People say straight away they don't want to see the death card. If you offer to do someone reading, so as long as the death card doesn't come up, you're like, what? What are you talking about? You know, it's like, who told you that was a bad card? That's like the most amazingly fantastic card of transformation. Oh, lost my page. Okay. Shh. I need to get off camera. The death card is one of the most misunderstood cards in the tarot deck. Rarely does it symbolise physical death. Instead, what it announces is radical change in the querent's life. In this card, Death's skull is lit with a glowing fire. The skull is a symbol of human mortality, and it is the seat of the mind. The greenish-yellow flames represent the mind's energy and power. Death's armour is dark and well used. His white horse has glowing eyes, and a bridle with a skull and crossbones trim. Death carries a flag that announces transformation. The flag is emblazoned with the number 13, the number of full moons in a year. That's interesting. What have we got? We must have is it a full moon soon? Okay, I think it is. Not sure though. Okay. The number of full moons in a year, and the flower on the flag is a 5-petaled white rose, symbolising the natural cycles of life. The brilliant red skies of sunset in the background correspond to the close of the day and the close of one chapter in your life. I said what at the beginning, what volume is this then? Like what kind of book of your life is this that you're just about to move into? Okay. A child stands before death with an offering of a bouquet of white daisies bound together with ribbons in the triple goddess's colour of white, red and black. In the language of flowers, white daisies symbolise innocence. It is important to note that the child is looking up and facing death while holding out the flowers. He is happy, trusting and unafraid of this night. He welcomes a change. The child represents hope. So I feel maybe if the Divine Masculine had fears regarding how his children would take this transformation, it looks like it's most definitely a positive move. This little one here, this little boy, he may be quite spiritually aware. I don't want to say awake because we're born quite innocent. It's like all that other shit is added on to you. Okay, but you normally find that maybe if they're a child that doesn't fit in, where did it say here about if you don't fit in? If there's a child that doesn't fit in, it's normally because, well, they're not going to comply, are they, to the societal norm? So they're here to rebel, to test adults especially, that they can't be controlled. They know a lot. I love those type of children. They're not naughty. They're not naughty. Well, none are never naughty when I'm around. But then I don't try to control them. Interesting. Anyway. And I think we have to recognise when our children, tell you about their spiritual gifts, want to talk about it, their experiences. Okay. It may have sounded a bit like Fantasyland, but you need to listen to what your children are saying. Okay, so the child represents hope. This card represents change. In order for something new to grow, something old has to give way. This card often shows up in readings for pregnant women, which makes sense. Think about it. Their way of life is about to change forever. Their lives are about to transform into something else, new and exciting. This card, that's interesting, seeing I've just spoken about children. Okay. This card also symbolises other important endings and beginnings in your life. Birth, marriage, new job, leaving for college, moving, etc. Basically, one way of life is gone, allowing room for new beginnings and the opportunities to emerge. Keywords: transformation, change, endings and beginnings, cycles of nature and of life. Messages from heaven. Oh, we've already got one. 13. Okay. I am going to wrap this up, guys. Thank you for sticking with it. It's quite an important message in here, though. Oh, we just missed... Oh, I was going to say, it says 11:12 over there. It says 11:13 there. So, 11 with the death number. 13. Let's have a look. What was the message? Number 13. Spread your wings and fly. We are proud of you. Don't hold back. You are capable of so much. Reach your full potential and know your loved ones will be delighted at your achievements. Go for your goals. We too are excited by your success. Perfect. Let's get another one. Spread your wings like a butterfly, it's time. We are proud of you and aware of your achievements. 2 cards here about being proud. I want to say your parents are proud of you. Your grandparents are proud of you. And I want to say your children are proud of you. 38. Even though your loved ones are no longer in physical bodies, don't think for 1 minute that they no longer care about you. They do. They love to pop in during important times in your life, like birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, and the introduction of a new family member. They are also aware of days when you achieve your goals and are proud of you in the same way they would have been had they still been on this side of life. They say, we love to still be part They say, we love to still be part of your life. Congratulations. We applaud your special day. Definitely the go-ahead here. Pushing the divine masculine. Okay. I think we're just going to end on a journey of love. Well, why not? Seems to be the journey that the divine masculines are on. So that he's embracing this journey of love. Right, let's get this finished. Jasper. I think it's Jasper. Jasper. Oh, it's Lily. Sharpening her claws. The Temple. See what the Temple wants to say. 59. Do we have coffee? We do. The lover and the beloved meet in sacred space. This reminds me of what about laying down to rest, and then yesterday's energy was very resty as well. So we've had 2 days of kind of contemplation, rejuvenation, and I think that this is kind of like, well, it explains it here about spending time together. I want to say, even energetically, with your counterpart. So the lover and the beloved meet in sacred space. They take respite from cares of the world, entering into sanctuary where only they exist. You are in need of this. Meditation, making love, connection and dance, intimacy and surrender into the moment. Your body and soul need to enter into the temple and participate in sacred ceremony. Choose to give this to yourself. Set aside time, turn off the computer and mobile telephone, turn on music and set the lighting. Be in the present moment. Do you remember your body? Ah yes, here it is. Can you be in its temple with presence and delight? This oracle brings guidance to take time out, to smell the flowers, savour the pleasures of life and renew your connection to the inner lover. Your sensuality wants to come out and play. You are encouraged to explore scent, touch, taste and feeling. You are encouraged to play with colour. What moves you? What brings you into connection with yourself in this moment again? It is the wholeness of divine self-connection in sacred space that will best nourish you now. Okay, so I feel that if this is not in the physical, then it's still going on energetically, but there is this pull to actually, when I first started off, the lover and the beloved meet in sacred space. They take respite from the cares of the world, entering into sanctuary where only they exist. You are in need of this. Meditation, making love, connection and dance, intimacy and surrender into the moment. your body and soul need to enter into the temple and participate in sacred ceremony. Choose to give this to yourself. Yeah, instead of buying someone else a present, give that to yourself. Let's read the poem. So, okay. Love should be given as it is received. On this day I grant you the love of 1,000 mountain streams and the pleasure of 100 bleats from a newborn baby fawn. For I too cry for love, and like the fawn, I cry with the hunger of being alive. And on this day, I cry for the happiness of giving, and the warmth of receiving, and the softness of your gentle touch. It is moments like these when I smile for the someone who will always care. Okay. Finish on You Got This. I think we're good to leave this reading like this for a couple of days, actually. There's not really... The energy needs to settle. And I've got things I need to do. But I don't need to. I want to. I am who I am. That's God. God's name. I am. What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you. I want to say this is your journey to experience. The past, the present, the future. I feel like this is how are you going to handle your journey. And then we've got the power of imagination makes us infinite. The manifestations that are coming in. The power of imagination makes us infinite, and it spoke about it's time to really bring those dreams, those wishes, those fairy tales into the reality. Okay, guys, if I'm not on, you know why. Just having a couple of days off. That doesn't mean I won't be on though. So, okay. But that's my plan. So have yourself, I don't even know what day are we on today? Well, it's the 11th. Have yourself a good couple of days. And, well, I will catch up with you all soon. It's an interesting reading. I'm going to go back and listen to it. Anyway, okay. Right, take care, guys. Much love. Bye for now.